Okay, so I made something. I'm always making stuff that I see on TikTok, especially these cottage cheese recipes. So I just made these cottage cheese biscuits. They're cheesy biscuits. They look like Red Lobster biscuits, but anyways, I just took a bite to taste it. And it turned out good. My other stuff I've made so far with the cottage cheese, there sure is a lot of good recipes, but this is the first one that's turned out pretty good, so we'll see. I don't know. It hasn't cooled yet. But, and I didn't do so well yesterday with my fast. I'm not very good at fasting. Like I got to have stuff to do. It's very hard to sit around in a wet, cold house and do nothing. Watch TV. And I can't find any motivation to like, I got all this stuff to do, to crochet those Persian tiles, which I'm gonna do it. And then I got all these canvases to paint, and I swear to God, it is so weird how tired I feel. Like it's not just like sleepy. It is like, yeah, it feels kind of like being in a spacesuit and we're on the last bit of air. It's just like, oh my God, how do you keep going? I feel like my body's super heavy and my sleep, oh my God, my sleep is so weird. And it's not even just the disruption and stuff. It's this, while I'm laying there, it's like I'm just talking and aware and seeing things and going places. It's just like, I don't even know. It's weird. And it feels just as busy. I feel like I'm busy all night. No wonder I'm fucking tired all day. I'm just exhausted. It's like, God, I've had a hard night. I'm like, I'm sleeping. I don't even know where the hell I was. But it is, I don't know. Everything just feels so weird. Like I keep thinking, is this what it feels like when it flips the other direction? Is this like, I have no idea. And then, of course, this morning, first fucking video I saw was something that just like, oh, God damn. This thing that I have been going through since, it's not even, like, it's another level above the just awakening part, is this person that you're, like, magnetized to. I don't know how to explain it. Because they start showing you this person. They start bringing you information about this person. They start telling you about this, all this stuff. And then you can sit there and you can think, okay, I'm crazy. This is weird. Doesn't make any sense. I'm going to ignore all this. I'm not even going to pay any attention. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. It will just come in 10 times more, 10 times stronger. And it's like, okay, they will just keep shoving something down your throat until you get it. And then once you get it and you start going with it, then it is like, oh my God, the challenges. Oh my God. I can't wait until I can talk about some of this stuff more openly. But I don't know. I just can't at this point. But the thing that, I heard this morning was just another fucking, I don't know, like these things have been going since, and I don't know if it's just stuff that is supposed to disrupt. So I have to just really think about, like, I have to learn how to trust myself, because it's so weird. But anyways, this video this morning was talking about this person's poisoned, and it's just like, oh my God, this is, I don't know. I just constantly got to be inside of myself, like asking them. It's just a lot. It's a lot. I cannot fucking wait until my truth is just shown to me, and it's not me trying to figure out, like, it's a lot. But on some of the other videos I've seen, so the one I've seen about 100 of these now, so everybody's talking about it, and I'm sure on all the platforms, but all the senators now getting these new satellite phones. all of a sudden, we think there could be something, and it just so happens to be at the same time that these, 300,000 ton barrels of poison have disappeared that are explosive. So that, and for it to disappear between Wyoming and California, like I wonder on the distance track thing, how it aligns with that girl's dream of the earth splitting down, or not the earth, the America splitting. And now they're going to make it the solar flares are now going to be on the national emergency broadcast. So they're going to keep picking up and picking up. The people who I watch who follow that stuff, like the Schumann resonance and the solar flares, like they're serious, man. They go in, they start looking at stuff and like all sorts of stuff. They're interesting. Like I don't know about all that stuff. That's the one thing, when you're a hummingbird and like you just go around listening and listening. But there's people out there who do so much research on shit, and I like to go in and listen. And if something is interesting to me, I'll go look into it more. But not every single thing I hear is it something I want to go spend time researching. So, and how much stuff now is just interfered with. Like you go and try and look stuff up, and it's so interfered with. Like they're manipulating the information so much, and that's part of the absurdity of the waking up. Like there's what was that I just saw? And I was like, oh my God, the absurdity. I can't even remember. But that German chancellor lady or something, boy, she's really gone on. I guess she went to Canada yesterday, and it's like she's like Trump or something. She's very loved in the people who are, because you got to think about the groups of awakening people. And you have the group that's very focused on the politics, but that's got a lot of subcategories. So you have a lot of people who are focused on a certain things happening. And so a lot of people listen to her. I keep seeing videos and videos of her talking and saying the truth. I'm presuming it's the truth. And because she's so liked. And so now she came to Canada and she's speaking out against Trudeau. And but the people in Canada, oh my gosh, they're cheering, running up to hug her. And they're out there all meeting her. And everybody's so excited. And there is going to be more and more of the ones that are telling the truth. Because there's also that Australian, I thought he was running for prime minister, but he's got the black hair. I think he's got a mustache, but you see his videos all the time of him telling truth. Hers, and she's been speaking out since 2020, I'm pretty sure, because I've been seeing her videos for a long time talking about the lies and the bullshit. And what was it? So there's more stuff on Joe. There's more stuff. I saw something where it looks like that they were starting impeachment or something. I don't know. All this stuff is all just to wake people up. All this crazy, outrageous, it's just to wake people up. And then some of the stuff like you hear and it's like, I don't know. It's like it's new information for some people. And so they're trying to use it to wake people up and get them to pay attention. But no matter what, it may be getting some more people wake up all the time, but there's still going to be this big event that's coming, which sure seems like it could be this week. There's more stuff with financial crashing. I think there was a couple more banks or something went down. Like there's a list or something of banks. So I don't know. I don't know how it all is going to work. It's just going to keep going slow, I guess. And who knows? Maybe there will be something that will go fast. And then that's going to be the thing. I don't know how this is going to go. Like you listen to some of this stuff, and it makes you think like, it is going to be the solar flash. And I just don't think that it is, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me to have the solar flash until more people are awake. So to me, this thing that's going to happen is something to wake people up. Like I've said, it's the what creates the solar flash. And where was this? In North Dakota, I think. Maybe, I don't know. I may be saying the wrong state if you try and look it up. I was in a neighborhood and a sinkhole has gone, and now they've gone down and it's tunnels. There's tunnels underneath this neighborhood, and they've been evacuating the people. I think they've evacuated 15 houses, and this giant tunnel system has opened up under the house. There's footage of them going down in this sinkhole to see in the caves and stuff. So I don't know. I'd be like, fuck. I'd stay in my house at night. Reptilians would come up, come up in your neighborhood, look for food. I don't know. I just, it's going to just keep getting crazier and crazier and crazier. I just, you know, on those live things, there's so many of these people that just walk around, walk around, walk around. And so this one I just saw was a guy, and he's walking around in Kenya and walking through the streets. And I don't know, I've never been to Kenya, so I don't know if the whole place is like this. It reminded me of parts of Mexico, but I know all of Mexico isn't like this. But and I'm sure in a lot of places that are considered like poor or third world or whatever. I mean, now that we know what's going on in this place, and we know that that is all done on purpose, and they go to certain places and like rob them of their future in order to create control. And so this one was in Kenya, and the guy's walking around, and the houses are so, I mean, we would, in America, we wouldn't call these houses. We would call them, we wouldn't even call them a storage unit. We'd call them, I don't even know what we would call them. Shanties. I've heard that kind of word. It is, they're just like, I don't know. I don't even know if they use nails and stuff. So it's like a whole bunch of different medium, or a whole bunch of different pieces of stuff. So you could have, like, when you're seeing these buildings and stuff, so it could be, I don't know, like put up a pallet, find some old tin, put that up, you know, maybe a sheet, hang that, and then that would be a wall of the outside wall. It was on an inside wall. It was walking through. So all of these places, which I'm assuming there's people living in them, and then it has a, like, the road isn't a road you could drive a car. It is dirt, kind of like alleys or something. And so people are walking through them. Like, he passes some schoolboys. They're all dressed up, you know, they've got their uniforms on. They look clean. They're, you know, walking to school together, and passing other people. And so then in the road he's walking, it's like, at first when I was watching, I was like, is this like he's showing an earthquake just happened and this is a split in this town? And so I was watching, trying to see, like, what is he showing? Some of them you can't understand any of the people when they're talking anyways. But then it kept going and going. I was like, this is like a trench or something. It's not like they went in and dug a trench. It's almost like a bunch of water went in and then made a trench through the street. But it kind of like is the water that goes through there or something. Because there's water, like a low-level stream or something in the road going through. And then I was like, man, I bet you a lot of that is sewage. I bet it's not, you know, I bet there's no clean water in that. I bet you it's like people pouring out like stuff out of their sink. Maybe, I don't know what the bathroom deal is there or anything like that. But I was thinking when I was watching it, you know, seeing all the poor people and stuff, and I was thinking, man, it's just so disgusting how here in America, people, like I know for sure in America, and I'm sure it's in other countries too, but they can have everything. I mean, fancy buildings, fancy stuff, lots of clothes, lots of shoes, cabinets full of food, uh, electricity, water, all these things, like all of the things to make your life easier. And it's just miserable people. And they're miserable, angry, bitter, uh, in some cases violent. And it is so strange is that is like the more they have, the less they appreciate it. I would rather be with the people who have nothing and live with nothing and have appreciation for something than to live with everything and to be so bitter and hateful. Like it does, like it's weird, but that is like where you see, where you start to understand the spiritual sense behind living and the challenges that come to, for each person to get over. And like I can see and understand like the things that people need to get over and, to move towards having a happier, more fulfilling life. And it has to do with appreciation. And I don't know what happens to people. Like the more you have, the more you expect, the more you think you deserve. Like it really is like an entitlement, ego thing that goes on with people who have stuff and forget to appreciate what they have and forget what's important. And, I don't know, just seeing that and those shanty houses and stuff like that. It was like, fuck, I could live in that. Fuck yeah, I could. And come out and walk around with the people, just talking and laughing and, go up to the market, get some food. Like it just seems like such a simple life. And then you come here and man, it just becomes so complex where people just are so driven and they're so angry, they just soon run you off the road. You're in their way. They got to be there 10 minutes ago. Why should they have to leave early? Like this world is just made up of, all of these road trips and stuff. Like, for a while I complained about the people driving. It hasn't changed. The people are nuts. You go way out, you're driving way out, and you got like all of the trucks. So you got 2 lanes on the road, even the interstate. When you get out in the middle of the flyover parts of a state, the it's just like 2 lanes on the interstate. And so the one on the right is the truckers. And what's even more absurd is that in so many places, they're not even allowed to drive the same speed limit. The speed limit is all the time as you're driving. It's 60 for trucks, 70 for people. And then all of a sudden they'll do like a quick little thing and they'll drop it down. And I swear to God, it's just so they can give you a ticket. And that's how I got that ticket the last time. And believe you me, it makes me a little fucking nervous to keep driving. And they're still out there doing radar and stuff. And I just keep telling myself, okay, they don't know. It's not like they're going to recognize my car and go, hey, we gave her a ticket and she didn't pay. We're going to chase her down. But it makes me nervous for fucking sure. Just anywhere, because I think anywhere in anywhere in Washington State, that they can pull me over and say I have a warrant out for my arrest and take me to jail because I didn't pay a fucking ticket. And that to me, though, is the same thing as fighting this bullshit. They just come and take over our life. When you really think about, it takes a lot to get there. And people are doing it more and more and more and more and more. But when you really start thinking about, like, they go and they come up with these speed limits. They tell us what we're allowed to do, how fast we can do it, where we're allowed to, all of this stuff. And then how many people just do what they say. And the more that I've seen it, about human rights and stuff like that, and just the licenses, the taxes and stuff like that, we don't even need driver's licenses. They are the ones who, they put this stuff out and then we just follow along. And when licenses started, it was supposed to be the only time you needed a license was when you were crossing between, I don't know if it was cities or states or whatever, when you were crossing certain boundaries and you were in commerce. So you were selling. You were selling something, then you had to be licensed to sell to go around, which even that is some bullshit. That one lady who I've talked about a few times, the Anunnaki princess, so I see her videos pop up all the time. And, and she's, I mean, it's a whirlwind. Sometimes, she's crying and having a hard time. And then sometimes she's doing really good. And so this one, I just thought, this is what I think more people got to see. Is so, she's been to a few different, like, she's been on the move. She's in her movement towards her own glory, I'd say. But it's choppy, it's messy. You got to go with the flow. You will have days where you feel good, and you'll have days where you don't even want to get out of bed and face the world because you feel like such a rotten piece of shit. So it's a whirlwind. But so she is in Utah right now, and she went, and her and this other girl started working for this lady who has started a cleaning service or something. And so she said it was so, janky, and they didn't have all the chemical, like she said, it was just the whole thing. She's going through the story telling. And so they're in this big, nice house, her and this one girl, and they're cleaning it, and they ran out of products. So the lady comes, and she says, well, it's Mother's Day. We're just going to go ahead and leave. We're not going to finish this house or whatever. And the cleaning girls were like, hell no, we're going to finish our job. And went found chemicals at the house or asked the people or whatever. So they used the people's own chemicals to finish the job. And then they went and talked to the person. And they said, we'll keep cleaning your house, and we'll take that job if you want to give it to us, and we'll do it for $20 an hour each. And then, and I don't know how many hours it took, 4 or 5 hours for them both to clean this big old ass house in Utah. And so the guy was like, $20 an hour. He said that lady who he had hired said it was $400. And so she was like, no, we'll do it for 20. And even though it's kind of underbidding or undercutting, this is the thing, is that people have got to start seeing this is survival of the fittest. This woman who had started the job, it was over her head. She didn't have the right stuff. She is having proper work ethic, just stop the job in the middle. We're going to charge them and then we're just going to blow it off. And so she didn't have a good work ethic. She's just trying to make money, and she's trying to have other people do the work for her to make money. And these other girls, they're willing to go in, do the work, and get paid. And so the woman, when the guy was talking to her, she said, yeah, we'll do it for that much. We don't have licenses. We'll just do it under the table. And so that is where we start as a society. We start working for each other, under the table, instead of going and working for someone, a company, where the company is not doing the work. Even if it's an individual who started the company, a lot of individuals are caught up in the system. They just don't give a fuck. So that is where people who do, you can start making money and making a way for yourself. You don't have to think about like, oh, where am I going to go in this career? All you have to do is think, hey, yeah, I can go clean some houses, make some money, and be fine. And that is, they get us to just constantly chase something, the desire to be successful. It seems like successful is such a huge thing to them. What was this too? Oh man, is that just, there was a bunch of things with celebrities and stuff like that. And this, I can't think of what this video was, because the guy was talking about, this might have been the same one. It was really intense. And The one talking about like they've given a bunch of people this certain poison. He even went through the names of the people, and so they've all these celebrities, they've given him this poison, and the celebrities don't know that they've taken it, but it's all about this control. And he was saying, you know, he was talking about it's so easy for them, just like what I was saying when I was watching that movie Sure Thing yesterday. It just stood out to me so much. Of like, Jesus Christ, a girl with a good body. I mean, you're gonna go get famous over that, and then have it set a tone for all of these other girls to feel bad about themselves and to try and assimilate your look. Or it's just like, man, it's so toxic. And but how many of these girls are so desperate for attention, so desperate for acknowledgement, and you know, so much with the fame and fortune. And that is what this guy was saying. He's in a, you know, he was in a mask thing, like you couldn't see him. He was one of those ones that it has the voice thing, and he's being interviewed by this person. And she even said, why aren't you going to CNN or MSNBC or Fox or something to do this interview and tell this stuff? And he said, because it'll just be buried and we want the information out there. And he said that because all these people who just become so desperate to be famous and they come there, that's how the CIA gets such control over them, because out of their desperation to become famous for whatever reason. You know, that's, I mean, when you think about things, you just got to really understand that's the soul's journey. It's not like we could all sit there and go like, why would someone want this? Because their soul came in to do that, came in to learn from that experience. And that's what they came in to do. It's not like it, nothing happens by accident. Nothing happens just, you know, nothing can happen to you just because it happened to him. Nothing, it's all very, very drawn out. It's all very structured and designed. Every moment of time here is very structured and designed. It's not, nothing is by chance or by accident. It's all set in place. And that is why I think for so many people, why they think like magic is happening or something, because they don't understand everything is set. It doesn't matter if it seems magical, it's already set. And so it's going to play out how it's going to play out. The only reason things would seem magical or whatever is because you don't understand what this place is. It's not magic. It's just the next step. It's the way things are put in place. And, you know, I mean, there's people who don't understand synchronicities. I mean, there's people who think, like, when some synchronicity happens, they think, oh, you know, that's just crazy. That's just, you know, like a chance that would happen. No, there is no chance of something happening. It's structured. It's going to happen the way it's going to happen. And like right now, I mean, while we have all the same threats, this war shit that just goes on and on, the money shit that just goes on and on, all this stuff, it just goes on and on and on. It's so crazy. But anyways, this week it still seems like, and maybe it'll drag until this weekend. Maybe it all has to do with this June 1st thing. The one woman who, she's supposed to be the, I don't know, in charge of the money globally or something. And she says that America is, no matter what, because they're bringing up all the thing with the debt ceiling, that's just to draw in attention. That's just to start the conversation. That's just to get us to all look over there. And then, so she's saying it wouldn't matter, you know, they're not going to even make it past June 1st. And so we'll see. That could be. And I think that's this weekend. It's like every time it comes to the weekend, like, just fucking blow shit up during the week. Let's fucking start this shit. Like, goddamn. And I swear to God, I mean, and I'm not saying it to be like, I swear to God, I don't give a fuck. They want to fucking drop those whatever chemicals they've got now, and they want to fucking drop a bomb. Go hurry up and do it. Hurry up so I can get the fuck out of here then. Like, this is, oh, man. I don't know where it is I'm going, but whatever the hell this hellacious reality, I know that my reality is going to be different. I don't get, like, do we have to leave this place to start the new one or something? I don't know. So, it's just this, it's like you got to chill and wait. But, when I hear about these things of the explosions and I see people's reaction and people panicking and freaking the fuck out and stuff, to me it's just like, man, yeah. And it's so crazy too, is because that the human part of them is sitting there freaking out, and the bomb comes, drops, and then they explode, and then they walk out of the experience, and all of a sudden, then they're in a new one, and then the realization that, oh my God, you mean I was sitting there just panicking and scared and it wasn't even going to hurt me? And that to me is a part of the soul's journey, is to see that and understand that and to know you can't be hurt. They can't hurt you. And, in this week or this weekend or whatever, I mean, it's coming in. They didn't hide those chemicals for nothing. And if it is that they man, this burping thing, fuck. That and if it is, I'm telling you, just doing that is like, God damn, come on. So much energy. And if they did, I mean, to me, it kind of almost seems like it's a fear tactic to just get, I mean, when you see how many people start talking about this stuff and how many start panicking, then it starts being like, okay, so did they just do this and they got their result and that's all they were looking for? Was that? And maybe, that the people who were fearing are so limited in what they can do, but we are so on edge over every little thing, and we think everything is going to, I don't know, it just like, it seems like so many people just think, I don't know. I mean, so many people fear death, and I totally get it when you're a young mom or whatever, and you got little kids, and this is your time with these kids. And of course, you're going to fear death because you don't want to, be ripped away, your kids ripped away from you, or you ripped away from your kids or whatever. And it's like, that is a part of your destiny, your purpose. And when you see these people who get killed and they have little kids and stuff, I know that is for that soul's journey. Like, that is what this soul came in to learn and experience from. And so it is, it's just, everything is so much more bigger than what we think it is. And we're just so limited in our perspective, so limited on our perception of life and everything. And what was that? I just saw that guy, this Bashar guy. Like, there's certain people, you'll see him share it. And so I just saw another one of that Bashar guy talking about reality again, and he was saying about the different realities being there. It's just, he explained to me, it's like he is saying similar to me, but he just explains it in a different way. And I hear that with so many different people. I just feel like a lot of us are saying the same thing. We just say it in a different way because all the different people have different ways of understanding. And it is like the universal consciousness's ability to awaken people is through all of these different channels, or whatever you want to call it. Because so many, it was planned before, like your whole entire life. The reincarnation of you at this time has to do with your the purpose and stuff. It's not just, I'm getting lost in this thing. Like, it's so frustrating when you can understand some of the things, but you want to explain it, but it's hard to explain. But some of the people is not just like they are. I mean, they were born into this to go through the whole thing to make the changes. And so they were always going to be channeling. Just like for me, it's not by accident, I don't think anymore that, I mean, I never thought it was by accident. I always just thought like I couldn't understand why I could hear him and other people couldn't. But when they started talking to me when I was a little kid, and then talking to me and talking to me, so they get me to trust them. So I come on here and do this and talk about all this crazy shit. And then, the trust was built throughout the lifetime. But the purpose that I came in was for this part of life. So the rest of the life that I was living was all to prepare for this part. And so I think there's a lot of people who, I think the star seeds and stuff like that, the people who have awareness of about life and being here, and you know, there is a huge difference of the people like me who understand, like, aliens aren't monsters in the sky. They're multidimensional beings. They are advanced, far advanced from us. They're going to come in to help us grow and understand. And the what was the other thing too? Because the I just have this thing coming into my head. It's just so strange. Is I don't even remember what this video was. And all I did, I swear to God, was just, it was something like I was doing a video about something else. And I said in this video that I had said drag queen, I got totally attacked. And I was talking about the things that the people say. Oh, because I was talking about a woman who was responding to stuff that the people say. And I said, yeah, people really say that. So that's what the video was about. And so just saying the word drag queen, not even in the hashtag, nothing, starts all back over again. I swear to God, I don't know. Is there just people out there that are just, this is so fucking wacky. But this is one person who just keeps messaging me and messaging me. And they sat there and tell me like, oh, you can't sit here and say that drag queens shouldn't be in schools and they're trying to do something to kids, that they are straight men for the most part. Most of them are straight, and most of them, and it is, no, what, okay, so, no, okay, I know that they said that the drug, because this is several messages. This is where you can think, okay, this has got to be a bot. This can't be somebody who's actually thinking. This is retarded. So that they said that there some about gay drag queens, whatever. So then in these other messages, they start telling me about all of these men who really we need to worry about, because they are really these straight white men that are in these positions. And it starts going through all these, a preacher, a priest, a politician. I don't remember. They said like, I don't know, 6 or 7 different jobs, of course. Not a drag queen. Hell no. That's so acceptable. Just all drag queens should be in schools performing. Like, what the hell is wrong with us? And then, but to me, I was like, what? How are you calling these people straight? Like, what is wrong with you? Straight men don't go after little boys. That's just fact. Straight men go after straight women. That's just the way it is. They don't go after little boys. So why do you call them the men that are going after little boys? I think that you're just off on calling them straight men. Like, I don't even know what they're going to say to that one. I mean, it's just so strange. It's like, do you think for yourself? Like, are you just, got the script out handy? Read between the lines. So, but let me think. Let's go back to so you have the star seeds and the people who are here for this part of the awakening that have a deeper understanding about the spiritual life too. It is so crazy to me is these people who are, I mean, they literally believe there is a man in the fucking clouds judging them. They, yeah, I swear to God, I think this giant baptism thing that's going on. It's like, I don't know, 1,500 people or something. All these people, it reminds me of the Jesus Revolution. All these people. But see, all these people get umbrellaed under religion. They start looking for a spiritual truth and they get umbrellaed under religion. And then to get people to go out there and to turn their life over to faith through fear, because they're all scared of this guy. They're scared shitless. That's why they're going to go out there. Oh, you better say his name. You better get out there. You better, it's like, you really think that is your faith? I'm so scared of this guy. He'll damn me to hell if I don't do this. I fucking better get out there and then wash my sins away. And the thing is people don't realize, like, you can go out there and do all this symbolic washing your sins away, but it should be used as a symbolism to self of that now you're going to live differently. But these people who think like, well, I can do all this shitty stuff. I can be a total ass fucking nugget in life. And then I can just go and say, hey, Jesus, save me. I know not what I do, save my ass. And I won't face myself. That's an illusion. You're gonna face yourself. And just because you sat there and said, hey, Jesus, carry this load, and he, walks by you and carries your shit, you're still gonna face your own shit. He can only carry it so far. You're still gonna have to die. You're still gonna have to pass over and face yourself. There's just no way around it. There is nobody who can take your burden. Like these people who think they can just pass their burden off to someone else. That doesn't work. It doesn't. It is just, you got to understand more about soul stuff and energy and karma and balance. You can't go and create chaos and then turn around and hand it off to this guy because he's got the fucking, he's got the down low or whatever the fuck. I don't know, why all these people think, man, that's okay. Let's all burden this guy. He's one. We're many. Let's all hand him our problems. And they'll say, well, it says in the Bible. Well, the Bible, I'm pretty sure was manipulated and edited. So it was published recently, wasn't it? I don't think it was published. You're not going out and digging this out of the sand and pulling it out and finding a masterpiece. You fucking go down and buy it at the bookstore. And that was another thing too of one of these Hollywood whistleblower people saying about the scripts and stuff like that, where and even with the writing, the books and stuff, is that they will like the CIA hires them to write stuff. And then they'll say, you can do whatever you want with the story, but you have to have this, this, and this. And so it's those certain things that they want in the story. And that's why, like, you're watching something and certain things just come, especially once you're awake, certain things start sticking out. And you start being like, oh my God, they just put this shit right in our face. And so that is... and it's for a lot of it is because that is their way of them thinking that we're in agreement. They think they're getting out of their karmic debt. And the thing about karmic debt, like I've explained before, it doesn't just affect you. It doesn't just like you do something shitty, like somebody does something shitty to me, and it affects me. And say, for instance, even you do something shitty to somebody and then they kill themselves because they couldn't get over it. then every single person that their death affected, especially hope to God they don't have little kids, every single person that affected, that's your karma. That's your fucking debt. You can't hand that off and say, here, Jesus, catch, take it, take it. I'm not going to deal with that anymore. No, you are responsible for your creation. And that is an illusion that these people all are willing to surrender. They think like, oh yeah, that's the easy way. Yeah, just call Jesus up. He'll take it. Fuck. And then, hey, let's go down to happy hour. Jesus got our shit. So it's like, it just doesn't work that way. The surrender is I'm really willing and ready to live different. I'm really willing and ready to empower myself, to stop living as a victim, to start living my truth, to face myself. And that is that's the doing Jesus's work. He told how to do it. He said, go within, and find the Father and all this stuff. Like all the stuff he said, I can't quote him because I don't know the Bible that well. I only know like a few little kind of things. Which one thing too, what was that I had just seen is the whole thing about what is that called at the end of the Bible? Not rapture, not reincarnation, not it's the Armageddon thing, the thing that everybody is so scared of what is happening. That was added later. That isn't even out of the original Bible. I just saw the whole thing about that. You can look up about that. That was from some other thing. I don't know if it's from another religion or something, and they added it in, but it was something. It could be like Hopi prophecy or something, but they added it in to that. It's not even, and all these people, they just believe it, and they, that's their truth. They live for it. And, that there is no, the only way to get away from yourself is to face yourself. You got to face the shit you've done, no matter what it is, no matter how shitty you feel about it. Most people feel shitty about stupid shit they've done. They feel like shame is a beast. And don't forget that when you do some of these things, you have attachments. So you have an attachment there that wants to keep that alive, or they don't want to go away. So you're fighting against. You're not just fighting against yourself. You're fighting against your attachments when you're trying to heal that stuff. And so you have to be aware of that. And you have to talk to them. Tell them to, their time's up. It's time to go. You're making changes in your life. You're facing yourself. You're letting go of stuff. And it has to do with, what is that? One word is I used to talk about it. I don't think I talked about it in a while. Not reparations. It is, it's like reparations for your soul. But it's like when you do something shitty, you just got to turn around, change the energy. Just start doing nice things. Like you did something shitty to somebody and it haunts you and you feel like shit. And you can't do anything about it. Go out in the world and start doing things that can change that energy. Like whatever that energy is. Like there's so many different shitty things that people do to each other. Like it's vast. So you just got to think of like whatever it was you did, then how could you, because you don't have to just do it with that same person. You can go out and, do good works. There's a lot of people out doing good works with homeless people. You just go out and help somebody that needs help, and you change that energy. That is like your soul's reparations. So you start doing the work here while you're alive. Start feeling good about yourself. Stop feeling like shit about yourself, like you're a rotten person. You can't believe you did that. You're so stupid. I can't believe I was that stupid. I can't believe I'm so hateful. I can't believe I'm so ugly. I can't believe I'm so stupid. Like that is what people just sit and bash themselves down. What was it? I just saw this lady. And it's just, it's just the way people talk to each other or talk to themselves. And it's just so natural just to ridicule yourself. Like, I'm just this, I'm so horrible, and just nonstop ridiculing yourself. That is like, we've all just grown to accept that's okay. And that's what we got to change. You got to realize you're not just talking shit to yourself, you're talking shit to your whole entire being, all of the cells, all that energy. And we've got to make changes. When you don't like something about yourself, you can change it. Everything is temporary, nothing is permanent, everything is in flow. And so, yeah, you have opportunity every day to change yourself. And if you are a shitty Karen person who went around, everybody has to be the way you say, and it's simple. Stop doing that and then start being kind to people. Like, and you know what, the more you tune into your own guidance and you tell them, they'll bring you opportunities. The opportunities will come. And it's not like that you just created that. It was always created. You were always going to reach that point. All that was always going to happen. And so all of those different scenarios will start playing out where you get an opportunity to do something to help people. And so if you have those situations coming up and it's feeling like a burden, then talk to your guides about that. And say, did I do this much bad stuff? Am I just in a role now? Like, what's going on here? You don't feel pressure that you have to do things you don't want to do. You got to constantly be in this evaluation, evaluating yourself, evaluating this place, evaluating, it's like it's just like an awareness. It's just changing to a conscious state of being, aware and mastery, and on top of your emotions and all of that stuff. So anyways, all of that, is I think there's so many people who are so fearful of hell. They're oh my God, so fearful of devils and demons and all of that stuff. Oh my gosh, I can't even, how many grown adults you see talking about that stuff. And they're scared to death of it. Like, that is a lifetime of being told something and it becomes real to you. It is real, and that is hard to, and that is what is going to be so crazy in this mass awakening, is things that have been programmed into people when they see that it was a false program that they've been running their whole life. That is going to be difficult. And there's so many, there's a lot of other people, a lot of other spiritual people who are beginning to recognize as well that the religious people could be the ones who are rapturing out, but it's not for what they think. It's because they're low vibration, they're dependent, they're hateful, they're judgmental, and so they could be rapturing out of the game, but it's not. They'll go to the heavens because that's what the world is the heavens, but it isn't like they'll feel good about themselves. They'll have to go in and face themselves. I don't know, maybe some of them will just all create a little heaven and a little God, and they'll sit over there and sing at his feet for eons. I don't know. I just know that whatever's going to happen, there's going to be a mass amount of people who are going to go. A lot of people can recognize that the people who think that they're the saviors of the planet are really very hateful and so dependent. How in the hell do you worship a God that makes you fear it? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, you shouldn't be in fear of God. And then when I even said that, then you have these people, well, it's like the same as having parents. You got to fear your parents and you got to be scared so you behave yourself and stuff. That is, to me, that is the same thing as where you don't kill because the Bible says. I don't, because I know inside of my own heart and soul that is wrong. And it is wrong because I'm interfering with somebody else's life course. And, and I'm not playing those games anymore. I already went through those life cycles where you come in killing each other back and forth. And you learn from that. Just like what I was saying about like the witches and stuff. I'm not saying you could never be a witch again, but you would learn. You wouldn't be doing the same spell casting and trying to manipulate energy. If you went and you lived a life as a witch and you were productive, if you really learned about, alchemy and energy and stuff like that, you wouldn't come in and start trying to do the same thing over again. You would have learned your lesson. So all of these different things, it's all about learning. And all of these, I don't know. We'll just see. We'll see how things play out. I'm hoping this week, I mean, you'd think there's going to be some big ass explosion. You think that that's what they're setting up, and that they're definitely putting it out there that it's going to knock out the power. So I don't know. That could be any time. I mean, it could fucking be before my video records, I mean, that's where we're at this point. It's very intense to know what's to come, but it's not like you know what's to come. You just know something's coming. And it's, the intense sitting there like, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? When's it going to come? What's it going to come? But that to me is what can give me peace. Is just like, well, I don't give a shit, They can drop a bomb on my house and me and Stella just walk out and go to another. We'll go find our little ranch and start our little place on our new earth or whatever. Like, I don't know. But I just know there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to be scared of. They can't really hurt you. And to sit here and waste all of your life energy being fearful of something that can't happen is, that's where you get the other side. It's like, God damn, I could have been living. Instead, I was sitting there crying and scared that this was going to happen. And then look, it happened, and here I am, mad at myself that I didn't just have fun until it did. And that is, that's another thing with a lot of these people who are just out living. To me, it seems like this is the end for them. And that is, what they're motivated to go and do is experience. So anyways, now I'm getting calls and stuff. So just, expect anything, but just remember, nothing can hurt you. Just, and I know that is the part of the challenge for the awakened people, is to just keep that faith and to keep remembering nothing can hurt you. Nothing can hurt you. Just do the work on you, release all of the stuff that doesn't serve you, let it go, and just keep going in a more positive way. So anyways, okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.